Alrighty, hello and welcome back to the Nexus Gaming Series. I am Bahamut, your caster. We are going to be having a nice little Division B matchup between Team Braindead and Hand Bananas. And as I said, this is a Division B East matchup for the Nexus Gaming Series. To really quickly catch up everybody, we had some map bans, which Hand Banana won the coin flip. They're going to go ahead and take first pick, but they banned out Dragonshire. The members of Team Braindead went ahead and banned out Cursed Hollow. Well, Sky Foundry will be game number 2, chosen by Hand Banana, and game 1, Battlefield of Eternity, chosen by Team Braindead. As we get a Stukov ban and a Medivh ban out the gate. Now, Battlefield of Eternity is a map where we see a lot of focus onto the Immortal burn. High priority onto heroes like Hanzo, Greymane. Vala has actually gotten some reprise on this map, which is actually a little surprising, especially with things like Lunara with her level 4 Nature's Calling. That's pretty huge. And actually Diablo being the high priority for the members of Hand Banana. And that's going to be an easy Hanzo for Team Braindead, unless they're Braindead. Hanzo is extremely powerful in this map. Post 7, you have the cooldown reduction for your Scatter Arrow, the Simple Geometry, as well as the Sharpened Arrow, that 1 through 7 talents that you often see a lot of Hanzos pick up. It's just, you can shred Immortals, and realistically the race becomes non-existent because, well... Huh. Is there just not a Hanzo player? Slam Meat, thank you so much for coming by. Is it Slam Meat Fist? I think so. Glad to see a member from the community cheering on some friends. But we actually have a Greymane and an Artanis being picked up. This is going to be the inherent combo of Diablo and Phoenix, as well as a Rhaegar here. Looking for that Ancestral Healing to maybe bolster any sort of low health pools of maybe someone who's standing still for Lightning Breath. But Greymane and Artanis being picked up on the side of Team Braindead. Great burn onto the Immortal, and realistically it looks like Hand Banana is taking the approach like, well, if we win the fights we don't really need to worry about race. And at this point, banning out something that is strong in the solo lane, I was actually gonna say something that Artanis, maybe like a Urel or a Blaze, great sustain into that hero. Artanis, I wouldn't say is weak against them, but definitely I think they have a little bit more sustain as well as a little bit more of a clear. But we see the support choke continuing from Hand Banana. 3 supports in a row. Still have things like Alexstrasza available, as well as the new Tyrande and Ana. Sorry, I'm looking at this and I'm just like, this draft coming out from Team Braindead is so strong. I really like this draft. It's really aggressive. It's got great poke. The resets from Li Ming can be extremely powerful. Overall, I think this is a great start for them, as looks like we do have Sonya and Jaina picked up. So not big on the race. Definitely, though, going to have some decent bursts. They're looking into pairing that Phoenix up with a couple things that slow and benefit them extremely well. Overall, I love this. I absolutely love this currently from both teams. But I do gotta say, I really gotta say, I like Team Braindead's picks. I think this is going to be an Alexstrasza, or we see a Tyrande. Tyrande... Okay. Now, the reason I was saying Tyrande is because this is actually a map that we used to see her on all the time, because of the fact that she has the damage buff from the marked target, her trait there, and so being able to, you know, damage something a little bit more, as well as the armor reduction, is just huge. It's absolutely huge. You can get even faster mortal burn. But this is, I just want to point this out. Like, I've been you know, hammering on this, but there's no Hanzo pickup here, not even a ban. That's crazy to me. That is absolutely crazy that Hanzo just slides through. Or I guess maybe he jumps through. That's not a good analogy. Let's go ahead and get into it. The two teams, like, just looking at their drafts, not knowing anything about the players or anything like that, just taking that all away. I like the draft of Team Braindead, but I feel like I often say these things and it goes the complete wrong way for them. The team that I say this, you know, has the better draft, at least in my opinion. I think their Immortal burn is really strong. I think they have great fight capabilities. The resets for Li Ming is the big one that I'm curious to see how they're going to be able to play that. But we'll go ahead and find out here as we have loaded into game number 1 here. On the left-hand side, we are going to be having Team Braindead, with Benji going to be on the Artanis, Advert Blood going to be on the Li Ming, Myaldra Knight going to be on the Greymane. We'll have Zatch on that, Muradin B-stepping, and DB Smiley going to be on the Alexstrasza. And then on the right-hand side, we are going to be having Hand Banana with Jacob on the, is it Jack OP or is it Jack Op? I think it's Jack OP. Either way, we'll have Jack on the Sonya. We're going to be having Masher going to be on that Rhaegar. Draco will be on the Jaina. We'll have Ray going to be on the Diablo, and rounding out the team with Malthanius is going to be on the Phoenix. Let's get into this, as we do have 4 members currently meeting up in the bottom lane. Going to be going and having the solo laners meet up in the top. And thank you for those 5 bits, Slam Meat Fist. Really appreciate that. I'll resend your shout out when we get out of this matchup here, but these teams right now. just chatting it up right now, just like, hey, we know what's going on, no big deal. But we currently have a bit of a damage dump in this bottom lane onto Malthania, so taking a bit here. Nothing too big, no kills just yet. Looking at some level 1 talents, we actually have that Arsenal synergy for the Phoenix, so looking for that big burst. Artanis will be going into that amateur opponent, getting the extra damage onto the Immortal. Those non-heroic units is going to be a really big aspect, as Zatch and Ray kind of just mess with each other here as the Shadow Charge goes in. The other thing, too, is we actually have the upgrade at level 1 with the, actually, no, it's not the upgrade for the Abundance. What? I don't know what that talent up. Live and let live. Okay. Because usually we see the Abundance talent with the regeneration globes, but Alexstrasza's change up their builds all the time. They need to adjust for what the team needs, and go ahead and see here as we have some Pope coming out here. Ray going to be stepping forward. Advent Blood going to go ahead and, I think it's that Advert Blood. Advent Blood is going to go ahead and get that blink right out of there. Zatch in a bit of a bad spot as Masher will go ahead and try and get that butt bite, but not going to work out for them. Meanwhile, top lane, Jack and Benji doing what they can, and it's going to be a fairly even fight between these two. Now, the only thing is Sonya into Artanis might be a little difficult because of the auto attacks and the shielding that Benji will get from the shield overcharge. But meanwhile, I do want to note this. This might be a little early, but either way, it's still a great call to just have this and have it ready to go. We have the Immortals. They'll be popping up in the next, not even minute here. It's going to be like 55 seconds or so. It's at the 3-minute mark. And so we aren't too far off from that, but we do have the rotation out from the members of... oh, it's Jackopop. Awesome. Was Stukov banned? Stukov was banned. Stukov was a first ban on the side of Hand Bananas, to answer that question. But thank you so much. Thank you for the correction on that. Charbintol. Oh, it's such a long name. I'm trying to look at everything that's going on the map. But either way, let's go ahead. We're going to be having the overpower on to Zatch. The slow be out as well. I don't think they have the Dwarf Toss. Really good body blocking coming out from Ray, taking that Murden down to just about an 1/8 of health. But the thing is, Murden has that passive, and you can already see that the healing from Alexstrasza is going to be enough, and DB Smiley will be getting their Zatch back up to full, and they'll be able to step up into this fight. Ray a little bit low. Zatch looking for the flank and to go ahead and get the stun, but no follow-up damage from Myaldronite or Advent Blood, as they have gone ahead and grabbed that camp. Or, excuse me, that camp was already cleared out. My apologies. I thought I saw a camp line go through the map. So Jackopop trying to get that spear onto one of the members, not going to work out, but it looks like we have a nice defense coming out from Hand Bananas. Let's see if Brain Dead can go ahead and try and invade on this, as it looks like they have started to do some damage. We're going to be having a bit of a brawl as they actually get pushed off of here really easily. Maybe it's just the fact that Artanis isn't with the team, or I don't know. I'm not sure. They have been poking in on it. 0 damage has been done to their friendly Immortal, as Artanis does get a little bit more soak in that top lane. The other thing, too, is we haven't really seen it, and I haven't really talked about it, but we haven't, mentioned anything about the swap potential that can come up from the Artanis here. That'll be huge for them. It looks like we do have this fight breaking out in the Immortal area. Zatch taking a bit of damage, going to get that Dwarf Toss out just fine. Jackopop is going to get the spear right in there, and Zatch so low. The Dragon Form is popped by DB Smiley, and they all disengage at this time. Healing Circle coming out. That Abundance will be enough to get Zatch back up quite full. There also will be a pause. So let's go ahead and pull this away. See if we can get this to resend.
Thank you.
There we go.
Benji is HOTS's #1 player to watch.
Oh. You good? Okay, let's pull it back. Ready? Okay. Alright, we are back. Just call me Car. Alright. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. All right, we are going to be having the first kill of the game. It's going to be actually the Sonya picked off by that Li Ming, but we do actually have the halfway mark being triggered by Benji, who I think was working on the Immortal in the top area, as Ray is taking quite a bit of damage. That will be the spell shield coming up, but my Elder Knight so low. Mosher chasing a bit deep here, but there is no turnaround onto them, and it looks like they'll be able to make this disengage. But meanwhile, Benji doing as much as they can in the situation, and they're trying to burn it, and they're getting a decent burn here, but the rest of the team on the side of Team Braindead is going to be showing up, and they should be able to burn this down. Not going to be as close as I'm thinking it's going to be. Still, 1,620. That is a decent amount of shielding. As well as, you know, it's a decent amount to burn it down and race it in that situation. I honestly think if they rotated faster and harder onto that, they might have had the burn. I don't know. We'll have to see. Either way, though, this is going to be the first Immortal of the game. It's going to be pushing through this top lane. Stormbolt not going to be connecting from Zatchlers. They were looking for this, maybe that set up onto Malthanius. And we have some decent damage going out onto this front gate as Advent Blood is going to get some of these combos out. And 7s have been achieved, so they do need to play this a little bit slow. The Immortal is getting chunked down, and I think they're just going to be getting this front gate. Unless they can maybe move in on Ray, but I don't think that's going to be the case, as make this disengage and they get the front gate. Pretty standard. The experience really hasn't been shifted heavily in one favor or the other. We're sitting pretty close at about a 2,000 difference between them. Just kind of glancing at the numbers here, but overall, you can see that those early game picks really don't yield a ton for your team. I mean, it's about a tower at this point. One of the turret towers is we have a decent amount of burst coming out from Draco, but it's going to be Zatch on that Murden, so it's not really something we need to worry about in this situation. We have a bit of a chase from Jacopop. I don't know why I wanted to keep saying Jacko POP. I think I casted someone before, and I think that's what their Twitch name was. I can't remember. No swap going to be coming out from Benji, but Jacopop I think could have been a little bit more aggressive in that situation, but either way, we'll go ahead and pull these talents back up, and we'll see that there is a bit of a brawl breaking out over this top point. Zatch is going to be sitting on the point, but the rest of the team isn't really there. They know they need to back off and play this safer. Diablo does have that level 1 spell armor, and it seems to be doing a ton for them, keeping them alive and also not allowing the burst that comes out from Advent Blood to be too much into it. And yo, Slammy, thank you so much for all these bits. I will resend every single one of them once we get out of this matchup here. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Jacopop is going to be holding this over just fine. Greymane's going to rotate down. No prioritization under the camp, at least for the members of Team Braindead. But Hand Banana is going for theirs. I don't think I was going to say, do they try and invade on this? And that's not going to be the case. Artanis is down. I do believe I missed that kill. I apologize, as my Elder Knight did have to go down here for that. Apparently have. Immortals have spawned. Aggressive side, so they're going to be just going for the burn on either side here, and I think they're going to get to this quick enough, and I don't think they're going to be able to beat them in this race just yet on the side of Team Braindead. But we'll see as they reposition who is going to be stepping up on each other. Do they try and fight this? The swap tries to go out. They don't get the connection out of that Ray in that front line. Not going to be taking too much. That will be the sorry, the spell shield going to be triggered there. That's actually going to be DB smiling in that back lane with the Dragon Knight going to be already popping that as well, just to make sure they get that extra healing into the friendly team. And they're stepping up on this, but the thing is, they're starting to chunk this down still. Malthanius is doing a great job, as they've actually split off at this point, and they left it with 5,000 health. They can continue to poke at this as the Dragon Knight. The Dragon form has ended. Meanwhile, though, we do have Greymane, Artanis, and Li Ming working on this Immortal. They're going to go ahead and jump right back onto this, and this is going to be a very close race between these two, and it is going to be in favor for the members of Hand Bananas, as this will be the second Immortal of the game. Still minimal shielding. These Immortal phases are going over very, very, very well between these two. Just some burst coming out. Nothing too big. They just weaken up the front gate. 10s have been achieved, though, on the side of Team Braindead, so they're going to need to play this a little bit slow on the side of Hand Banana until they get that extra experience that they need. We are going to be having that Lifebinder, Avatar from the Murd, and we'll have Curse Bullet from the Greymane. Artanis still holding, and we'll have the Wave of Force from the Li Ming, as 10s have also been achieved. We actually don't have the Lightning Breath. We have the Apocalypse from Ray, which is going to be interesting. We actually have a leap from the Sonya as the Apocalypse will come out. That will be the Purification Salvo connecting onto many. That will also be the... oh god, I keep forgetting this. Suppression Pulse. I don't know why, but Artanis' talents to me have been just absolutely they're fading out of memory for some reason. I cannot remember. Suppression pulses, we have a huge dive onto Ray, cleanse coming out and everything, and they're trying to keep them alive as Malthanius has stepped up, and that is not a good spot for a Phoenix to be as they get that kill, and I think they... Did Malthanius blink in? I mean, I think that the talent build leads that way, but I don't know. And Banana playing that a little too aggressive. Sonya's still holding that lead. I'm wondering when they're going to be utilizing that lead. I know it's in the top lane right now, and we actually have to swap, not even connect point blank, as Jackal-Pop is doing quite a bit of damage, but the thing is, Maldron Knight is going to be coming out. That is going to be the Curse Bullet missing. They go ahead and use the leap to get away. That could have been close. Dead Sonya there wouldn't have been the biggest thing on Earth, but it still would have been the top lane being held over by these two, as they will go ahead and grab this. Yo, what's up, Southerly Elf? Thank you so much for that follow last night after the cast. Sun gonna go out. Thatch going to be backing off at this time, though. They need to make sure that they do not lose anyone, because that will be the Immortal spawning in 30 seconds here. They also should consider grabbing their camp on the side of Team Braindead. That's a huge aspect to push into the bottom lane while you have the Immortals phase actually acting. You can go ahead and get a lot of siege value, and also forces a member to go back as the Apocalypse comes out. That it will be the Warp 4, the Purification Salvo will be connecting on to 2 members. That will be the Ring of Frost not connecting. They get the fort, and they get a couple heroics out here, but Sonya will be falling into the top lane due to Myeldronite and Benji's push, and that is going to be a nice bit of experience for them if they go for this fort. The Immortals, though, have popped up. They're starting to get this chase onto Malthanius as they get the cleanse out as well, but the Ancestral Healing is going to connect. Mosher, though, in a bad spot to put that Ancestral Healing out as Zatch has popped Avatar form and is not doing so well themselves. A lot of snow going to be dumped out from Draco there, and this is going to be a nice delayed out phase. Meanwhile, the Greymane and the Artanis got that value in top lane, so that worked out so well for them. They've got the 13 advantage. They can now rotate and try and go for the burn onto this, or they can go for the fight. 13 advantage, I mean, you have that talent here. You can definitely try and posture up for a little bit more. Shadow Charge onto Myeldronite here. Ray trying to at least get one of these damage dealers in a bad spot, but not going to be working out, as they actually are just going ahead and just trying to burn this down. They're just saying, you know what, we'll race you for the first half, and it's going to be fairly even. The other thing to note, this Bruiser camp was actually grabbed at one point, and it was pushed up, so they're going to get a lot of value in this top lane from it. We actually have the rotation off to go... I thought they were going to grab their Bruiser camp. Okay. Sonya rotating into that top lane to go clear the siege camp that was grabbed before, and now they're in the position to go ahead and have the protection for this Immortal, but I think they want to play this aggressive. They got their 13s here. They know it's a 5v4 for now, as Ray is going to be stepping up. That will be the Curse Bullet out as well. Apocalypse there, a Lifebinder in the back line. Purification Salvo connecting, but not going to get the kills just yet. Benji's so low. Meanwhile, Advent Blood is so low on mana, not able to get those combos and that damage up that they need, and Zatch needs to find a way out of here. The abundance will be there, but Malthanius can step up. That will be the Alexstrasza falling as well as the Artanis. And do we have a kill? No, they actually disengage from the Muradin. They just go ahead and say, you know what, this is going to be our Immortal. We have the 13 talent here as well. We'll go ahead and grab this and have the sieging value from that. Meanwhile, Ray is doing a phenomenal job of anchoring and also zoning for the team, making sure that they do not lose any extra shielding on this Immortal, and that's a huge play. We'll go ahead and back a couple members here. Jaina and Diablo will go ahead and have their mana resources refilled, and we'll just go ahead and have the bottom camp grab. This Bruiser camp is going to be grabbed by Datch and Advent Blood. What are those? Second one of the game. Excuse me, third one of the game. It's going to be the second one for Hand Bananas as they start to siege into this top lane. It's actually fairly even across the board, to be honest. We'll see how this fares in this push in top lane, as Artanis is still in bottom. Have the Bruiser camp to maybe push up a little bit more, but this is a bit of a long rotation, as currently have the Sonya and the rest of the team are up here. They have the opportunity if they want to try and go for a leap here. The Apocalypse is not ready just yet, but the fort will go down. Artanis in bottom lane is trying to push this up, trying to make sure that it gets as much value as possible. Meanwhile, the Immortal sitting at just about half health. That will be a Purification Salvo coming out from Malthanius. They don't get any big damage or any sort of big burst on anyone that's too weak, and they get the keep front gate. And they make a hard rotation into bottom, but Artanis knows this. They know that they're coming down here, so they'll go ahead, back out of there, make sure that they just push up the camp as best as possible, and also took this fort down to half health. That's a big play. They're trying to sniff out this Artanis, but Benji's going to make a clean rotation out just fine. No Hearth being delayed or caught, and that was a nice push up by the members of Team Braindead. But at the same time, and Banana taking out this fort, that's huge. They will have this siege camp in the top lane from the members of Team Braindead, and overall 15 to 15. It's really the race for I wouldn't say race for 16, but it's really going to be a situation where teams are looking for that, and they might want to fight around. Is Benji going to be scouting this out? Oh, this is a bad spot to be in. Artanis as they actually get flipped, but it won't be enough. The Apocalypse comes out as well just to lock them down. They go ahead and get the Dwarf Toss right out of there. They want to make sure that they don't get caught out, and that is going to be a dead Artanis. But they do stall out this camp being picked up. The rotation comes out from Hand Banana into the top lane. They need to get the clear onto this, as Team Braindead will just go ahead and get the clear in the bottom. So it's realistically just going to be a bit of a reset in the game here, as these two teams are just going to kind of set themselves for 16s, as well as the next Immortal phase, which is going to be in the next 26 seconds. All right, top lane going to have some pressure from this siege camp, or excuse me, from the bruiser camp. Sonya in bottom lane, Jacko Pop is wanting to push this out and clear it out, making sure that they don't lose their fort, and they were trying to make a play there, but Zach potentially in a bad spot. They've got the Dwarf Toss, so they should be fine here, as they'll rotate off, and this is going to be the aggressive side. Oh, they actually go for the defense here. 16s have been achieved, and they know this, and they need to make the back out of here as quickly as possible. They also can go ahead and just get the clear onto this camp, get their 16s, and I think they're just going to be losing this first phase over. Meanwhile, they will try and poke out onto this, but they know that they have a couple members in that top lane, so they're going to go for the burn. And once they see that health pool dropping, maybe they start to aggress onto this, but at least Advent Blood is getting a decent amount of sieging onto this, and the race will go over very much so in favor for Hand Banana. This could potentially be the 4th Immortal of the game, the 3rd one for Hand Banana. Mortals are setting up on the opposing sides, or I guess friendly sides. We're just going to have a bit of a posture here. Who steps up too far forward? Who steps up super early, or who steps up just a little bit too late? No pressure from the lanes. They're fairly matched up here. I mean, top lane is just going to get crashed in. Bottom lane is pretty much in that midpoint. You have the Zach actually going to go ahead and step up onto this point. Not going to be looking for anything more than that. This is the most tense moment on this map, to be honest. Is your 16s, death timers are getting long. These late game Immortals are really about to do a bunch of damage, and realistically, this could be game ending for either team. More so, I would say, for the members of Hand Banana, just based on the way that the Immortal will be moving up to a keep front gate and approaching that keep, whereas bottom lane is going to be where Team Braindead, the Immortal, will be spawning, and it's going to be pushing into that fort, which it has to go through that and the keep front gate. And granted, it is late game, but the shielding isn't the biggest thing on Earth, and these teams have got to make a play at some point. They've just been kind of dancing around each other, but it looks like Ray is going to be stepping up. The swap goes out onto the Diablo. They go ahead and get the Shadow Charge right back onto Benji, just getting out of here. Suppression Pulse out as well. Dragon Form pop, that is the Purification Salvo, getting a ton of damage out onto Team Braindead as they find 2, no 3 kills. The Lifebinder comes out as well from the Alexstrasza in the Dragon Form. They get the heal onto Zach, and they make the disengage, and this is going to be a very, very, very well-shielded Immortal in favor for the members of Hand Banana, and it's also 17-ish minutes into this game. They scale by the minute, and this thing is going to be extremely powerful. Now, it will be going down to this bottom lane, and the reason that is because the top lane has been destroyed a little bit, and it always goes to the strongest lane for your opponent. For example, if Team Braindead won this, it would be going still to this bottom lane because there's still this fort rather than the top lane, which is fortless. A little bit of a tip for everybody. Okay. Red Team Immortal, moving down the bottom lane. Hand Banana is trying to siege and potentially end off of this. Dad yelling at TV quarterback. Boys, go on, Benji, get together. Oh, Twitch chat, you're too good tonight. Thank you so much for being here with me. Purification Salvo will get the sweep onto just about every member, but no big kill just yet. The Immortal still in that shielded range, so it means it's going to be attacking from a distance with ranged attacks until it loses that shielding. Then it steps up and becomes a melee boy. Suppression Pulse actually coming out, which will just kind of delay it out for a second. Overpower going into Zach. That will be the Curse Bullet as well. That is going to be the Lifebinder out onto Zach. They're trying just to stay alive through this, but the Immortal has started to take a lot of value here. That will be the leap coming out onto 2 members. The Ring of Frost will follow up. That Artanis will be falling. They get a big old burst onto Alexstrasza. My Elder Knight is going to be falling as well, and with the 3 kills that they just achieved, I think this is going to be the core going down in favor for the members of Hand Banana. That is going to be game number 1 going to Hand Bananas. GG. Well played. Oof. Welcome back everybody. I just all these bits. Hold on, really, really quickly. Where does it start? I think it's like this one, this one, this one. There we go.
Let's go Team TBD.
There's a bunch of bits. So thank you so much. Slam Meat Fist. Really, really appreciate all the support tonight. Did it not resend all of them?
Thank you.
Okay, it did.
Team Brain Dead is the best in the business.
Over that last fight. Oof. They come back though. They come
Go
back and
Benji. Go TBD.
that ring snag was really good. That ring was awesome, honestly. But this last push was huge for them. They got so much value with this. I mean, the members were back from a Team Braindead, but that leap into that backline was just so good. Because isn't there another leap and another ring that comes out? Hold on. I'm honestly watching the end of this game here myself. Just at least I can show you stats while this is happening. This was honestly, it was such a good back and forth game, but Handbana's coming out and really, really taking it towards that later half there. Okay, so there'd be a leap coming out from Tonya with a follow-up ring. Yeah. Okay, it comes off a cooldown. God, it was so good because like they catch two members trying to walk around the keep, and it was just such a good blow up. Yeah, they end up catching them. That's going to be the ring coming out, and it just burst after burst after. It was a really, really strong game from Handbana. But we'll see. There's still another game. Game 2. We're going to be setting ourselves up here in just a second. We're going to be going over to Volskaya Foundry. A wonderful map here. And what's the new map? Why am I going to the bottom here? There we go. I can find things. I swear. Alright, let me go ahead and make myself referee, not a player. Ref, Team 1, no match history, and then let's go ahead and get Advent Blood in here, and then we'll be going into Game 2 in just a second. And I just really, really quickly want to say thank you all for being here. It's pretty early, actually, in the day, at least for me on my casting. I don't think I often cast this early, so I just want to say thank you all for joining me and supporting the channel, as well as cheering on these teams. It means a ton. If you are enjoying the stream, you're enjoying the content, please go ahead and hit that follow button. It means a ton to me. Do not forget, it is September. Subs are extremely cheap. If you want to go ahead and support the channel in that manner, I really, really do appreciate it. As well as just another big shout out to Slam Meat Fist. Thank you so much for all the donations this evening. All the support means it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, we're going to be waiting for these members just to get in the lobby, and I guess I can just do a couple more really quick plugs. If you also want to know when I'm going to be going live, what I'm going to be up to, there's a Twitter feed that's actually at the bottom of my page. You can follow me there. You can stay up to date on that. There's a YouTube page down there, as well as a Discord link. Discord where they'll just kind of hang out. There's also a YouTube channel that I have, which I've uploaded a lot of the old videos. Currently have a schedule. I've got a backlog of some, like the last 10 Season 4 games are all like prepped and ready to be exported through Premiere, and then I just have to put them on YouTube and then schedule them out for the rest of the week, which I think I'll try and dump out really quickly. But bit of a hectic week this week, but good. Gonna be able to get all that information out for you guys as we just wait for 2 more members from Team Braindead, and then we still have to get the members of Handbana's lobby as well. So it'll just be a minute. Thank you all for waiting with me. We'll go ahead and actually. But we'll pull Ray in here, and then we'll just do our best to remember who's on what side. Game. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Sorry, I'm just quickly checking up on Twitch chat. What's up, Zul Rules? What's up, Slarf? What's up, Bash? As well as Dire GG's. Lokjaman. Hello to everybody. Hope you're all having a wonderful, wonderful day. Malthanius goes to the other team. I didn't broadcast that I'm live. Cool. Alright, make sure I'm not missing out anything. Oh. All right, sorry. Jack was on this team. Yes. Okay, so we just need the other two from Brain Dead, and we'll be getting set here. Let me meet Fest. Thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate that support. Did you vote of the pro? My bitch. Like Twitch chat. Why? Like Twitch mod. Why do you auto? Why would you take away bitch? Like that's 100% allowed in this channel. Best burn doesn't always win. That's absolutely true. That is absolutely true. That is a really good point that I've talked to a ton of people about, where it's just like, oh yeah, no, you don't need to win the immortal race if you win every single team fight. Like that's absolutely like a complete mentality to have, and it does work. I mean, we saw it in the last game. You don't need to win the team race. I made a huge thing about like Hanzo not being there, but we just saw that it really wasn't that big of a deal. Go ahead and see if they are correct. Oh, Twitch chat, you too good. All right, we got one ready, and we will find out here in just a second from Team Braindead when they are ready to go, and we will get into our second game here. I need to. Great. Okay. All right, cool. I didn't miss anything important. Come on. Oh, I was just like, Park Slope. I was just like, I've never lived there. You talking to other people in chat. What's up? All right. All right, cool. We got the ready out from them. Cool. Let's get ourselves going here. Game number 2. We are going to be heading into wonderful. All right. So anyone who might have missed it, who's joining us late, hello, welcome. Thank you for coming by. Hope you are enjoying the stream. The winner of the coin flip from before the entire thing started, Hand Bandana won it. They went for first pick in that first game. Dragonshire was banned out by them. Cursed Hollow was banned out by Team Brain Dead, and we had first pick was the Battlefield of Eternity by them, and Volsky Foundry is the map of choice for Hand Bandana, as they have managed to do the exact same ban so far. Medivh being banned out first on the side of Team Brain Dead, as well as the Stukov being banned out. And we have a nice ban onto this Diablo. And to be honest, Diablo on this map, terrifying. The Lord of Terror is quite terrifying on a map where you have a lot of point control, as well as the contest of being able to fire stomp and like literally heal off of 5 members and just sustain forever. It's absolutely great. But, Lokja, man, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate that. It's very awesome of you. Thank you for supporting the channel. Deckard Cain, though. First pick on the side of Team Braindead. And I want to talk about Deckard Cain because there's so much around it. Yo,
go TBD, you can do IT.
You can do IT. Why doesn't it just say it? Oh, because there's probably, if you capitalize IT and versus... Oh, that's a little clever, but at the same time. Thank you so much for those 50 bits. I really appreciate it, Slamming Meat Fist. Today's a good day. Muradin and Rhaegar are going to be picked up on the side of Hand Bandana. That is, yes, that is good, but Azmodan, the best hero in the game, is going to be picked up on the side of Team Braindead, and it's on a map like this, rotations through top and mid are extremely prevalent. That's often why we see Deckard Cain. Not only that, is Deckard Cain is just overall a strong hero, but Deckard Cain has a lot of good setup, has a lot of good control, especially with Lornado. It's a great talent actually for a little bit of control, some roots as well as some slows, and the sustain that can come out from Deckard Cain with the potions is phenomenal. And then in a rotational based map, I think that's where he really does amazing. Hey Pandemona, what's up? Thanks for coming by. And WN Stens. Hello. All right, let's go ahead and get back into this draft. We have the Phoenix being banned out as well as the Joanna, so they're taking out all the tools that they had in the last game, except for the Medivh. But this is still going to be a Jaina, Sonya, Rhaegar. We had those in the last game. They just swapped out the Diablo for the Murden. Oh, Slime and Meat Fist, thank you for coming by. Thank you again for supporting the channel. That was awesome of you. That was awesome, awesome, awesome. I don't... Thank you so much, Slime and Meat Fist. You're awesome. Okay. Alright. I'm not paying attention to draft at all. They still need their main tank as well as some damage. The Anub'arak coming out here. I like that. And then you're going to have Genji for some backline damage, as well as being able to maybe X-Strike and kind of blow them up. This is really looking good on the side of Team Brain Dead. Bashing Yetis, thank you so much for the follow. Really, really appreciate that, my friend. And yo, Panda, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the sub, Panda. I really, really appreciate that, my friend.
I will follow you to the end of the world. Subscribed.
Thanks, Panda. Thank you for that tier 1 sub. That's awesome of you. Alaric, though, going to be rounding out the draft for the members of Hand Banana here. It's a really aggressive composition. The Alaric is going to be a little terrifying. Yo!
Be aggressive.
Bashing Yetis, thank you for the 12 bits. Awesome. All of these things, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. I missed the entire draft because of you. You're all awesome. Let's get into this. But really, let's talk about the drafts, actually, how these have really kind of shaped up. I think the aggression that can come out from Hand Banana we saw in the last game, really, really powerful. The Alaric only offers more into that, and I think that they've got a lot of good chase and a lot of good kind of, I would say sustained damage throughout the team as they're going to be making these rotations. The other thing, though, is wave clear, rotational factor that's going to come out from Team Brain Dead. I think the one thing we really got to look at here, but let's go ahead, let's get into this. Game number 2. We have Team Brain Dead trying to even this up. We are going to be having Myelder Knight on the Asmodan, Advent Blood going to be on the Anub'arak, well, Benji on the Blaze, we'll have Zatch going to be on the Genji, and B Smiley rounding it out on the Deckard Cain. And on the right-hand side, we are going to be having our members up 1 game, Hand Banana. Jack O'Pop is going to be on that Sony once again. Draco going to be on the Jaina. Ray going to be on the Muradin. We'll have Malthania is going to be on the Alaric. And we'll have Masher once again reprising the role of that Wolf Boy Rhaegar. Let's go ahead and get into this. As the dunks have come out, we are going for Gluttony at level 1. Cooldown reduction after 200 stacks. And that is going to be, I think, 0.25 off of minions, as well as 0.5 from heroes. Maybe it's 0.75 from heroes. But 0.5 from heroes because it's doubled against them. Either way, we're going to be having Silence coming out. Ray in a bit of a trouble here. Going to get that Dwarf Toss right out of there. No big deal. But, Dunks coming out. We are going to be, I'm going to be really harping on my Elgin Knight. We're going to see how they fare in these stacks. Meanwhile, though, bottom lane, we're going to have Jackopop clearing out this wave. Benji going to rotate down, losing a little bit in experience, but not by much. I mean, it's very, very minuscule at this point. Not the biggest thing on Earth, as we're going to be just having dunks coming out, rotationals, and just looking for experience between the lanes. That's the big play between these two teams at this time. Camps have spawned across the map. Meanwhile, actually, let me quickly go into bottom lane as we have Jacko. Jackopop is going right into Benji, and this is a bit of a sustain that I don't know if you want to go for. Ooh, have animated sprays? Illegal? I really don't care. Teams don't care. But it's the HGC rules that we follow here. Asmodan Genji? Absolutely. I think it's Asmodan anything, to be honest, Lokja man. Okay, alright, let's get back into this as we do have... it's just going to be the clearing between these waves. We're currently sitting at 20 stacks on that Asmodan. Zatch is going to be stepping forward here a little bit. They're trying to get the just the pick onto them. If they can get that silence and lockdown onto the Genji, that's going to be huge for them. Meanwhile, Draco is still staying in that top lane. They're not really spreading themselves for these rotations. At least they're leaving their mage in top and just rotating with a couple key members. And I like the way that they're doing this on the side of Hand Banana. They're just making sure that they don't lose out on any experience. They're continuing to soak these lanes. Because rotations, yes, while they are powerful, can start to hinder you a little bit as they've left bottom lane. They just want to go ahead and get this fortification camp in preparation for the first objective, which will be popping up in the next 50 seconds here. Athanius and Ray going to be stepping up a bit onto Advent Blood, but they're not going to be burning any abilities, not going to be looking for anything here as, once again, rotations. Just continuing to do this, making sure that they're going to be picking this up. We actually have Mildronite going for the, I don't know the talent actually off the top of my head, but it's the double Battleborn? I don't know what it is. Army of Hell. 2 Demon Warriors. So I'm assuming they're going to go for cooldown reduction then, right? Because they're also going to be picking up the Demon Warrior talent where you finish a laser and you spawn an increased powered minion, because that way you can basically output 3, all have them critting, and you can body people with it. It's so strong. Biotic emitter will be though collected for the members. And by now we have the first point popping up here in this mid lane, and like this. It'll be a start here for the members of Hand Bananas, but 6-6 in levels, no real big advantage across the map, no camps being pressured in the top lane. We do have the camp actually not picked up by the members of. Did they forget the gun? DB Smile will go ahead and grab the. They're gonna give the old man the turret. It's so hard to carry as an old man. But they will be just sitting on this point. It is contested by Advent Blood, but no one's really stepped up just yet. They're still getting the percentage based on the side of Hand Banana, but Team Brain Dead, they're going to try and find an entry here as they've stepped onto this point. Benji is looking for that angle with the jet propulsion, just going to kind of zone here. They have stopped the channel, 60%, and they will start their own on the side of Team Brain Dead. Question is, do they come back? They're actually going to rotate off, and are they going for their camp? Yeah, that looks like it's going to be the play. Yeah. They want to have some top lane pressure, and then they're going to come right back down here, and it's going to probably be around the 60%, but the thing is, if they don't get off, they can realistically just stay on this point. If they survive through the fight, that's going to be big for them, but they do also have the 7 advantage, and they're going to have that cleanse, which is huge from that Rhaegar, making sure that they do not get really affected by Deckard Cain too much, as well as Blaze or Advent Blood. As the fortification camp comes out, it's going to be cleared out right away. They start to move on to the Silence, going on to the Nubrak. No burrow out. Actually, they burrow out, but it's a little too early. I think they were mashing the key, as that will be the Nubrak falling. First kill of the game, going over to Hand Banana. They get these dunks out. They're getting some stacks off of it. Not going to work out for them, as that will be the Blaze falling here. We also have that Art of War. I keep pounding on the Asmodean build, but it's just, you know, when you know all the talents by heart because you obsess about them, you absolutely want to talk about it. But they're going to continue to dunk out on this, but that will be the first Triglav Protector in favor. Well, actually, a Nubrak. Benji did fall also. We actually have a member dropping. Waiting for the pause. There it is. Alrighty, let's pull it away here, as it is just going to be a bit of a pause at this time. We'll see if the member will be coming back. But Hero Dunks will make up for it. So this is actually something that I want to talk about. I personally do not like Art of Chaos? Art of Chaos at 7, right? So, yes, you get 2 extra hits, but I think that, at least because I play the Wrath build, I think the Wrath build is really, really strong. And so I personally go for the, it starts with a B, Bombardment at level 7, because you can also just get the extra autos off and you can stack up a lot quicker. But we actually have readies coming out. We'll get the... 3, 2, 1, pause. All right, that's just my opinion on it, though. I mean, realistically, you know, you can play it however you want to play it, but I think that's, at least for myself, that's the way I've managed to get my highest damage output as well as get the most value for my team. Either way, not harping on Maladronite too much here. Currently going to be going ahead and having this Triglav Protector sieging the mid lane, and I wouldn't be too surprised to see this just rotating to the top. Typically, this is what we see a lot of teams go for, and this is going to be the exact play. They're going to go ahead, they'll get the bottom lane gate for the boost in experience, because that's going to be around, I think, like 500 or 1,000? No, it's 500 because it's 250 per tower, I think. But they go ahead and they open this up, and the big reason that they're opening up top lane here is because control point B will be in top. It's a guaranteed rotational thing. They actually move on to the well, and that's a big factor. To take that sustain out of the lane means that they no longer have any sort of sustain in the lane. No, they just, it's harder to sit on control point B and just kind of go back and forth fighting over the point where the enemy team can just go and grab their well, as Advent Blood is going to go ahead and get out of there with the burrow charge. Meanwhile, though, the rest of the team will start to siege onto this fort, and they need that cooldown reduction on Asmodean's Gluttony. They really, really need that cooldown reduction, because the thing is, at that point, you'll be able to sit there and just dump globes on top of the team. And on a map like this, it works very, very well because of the fact that you're going to be having many members clumped up onto these points, or at least if you can predict where they're going to be, you can get those cooldown reductions, and that's the big play. Pyromania going to be popped from the Blaze as Maldronite continues to sit in this lane and push this out against Malthanius. Oh, this is good play between these two teams. We have the dunk going out onto the Bionic Emitter for the support camp, making sure that they know where they are, and the thing is, they can't really fight into this. It's 9 to 10. That heroic advantage. We have that Avatar. We will be having the Counter Strike, Ancestral Healing from the Rhaegar, Ring of Frost from that Jaina, and Leap once again from the Sonya. Jacko-Pop taking... like, when I play Sonya, I love Leap. Like, I think it's such a great talent. It gets a lot of value. Wrath the Berserker, absolutely very, very good, but I love Leap. It's just so much fun. At the same time, on a competitive game, I think I'd take Wrath of the Berserker, just because of the fact that it's just like, well, my team probably needs this. At the same time, got a lot of value with that Leap in the last game, being able to set up a lot of great kills, especially with the Ring of Frost to follow up on top of that. Asmodean sitting at 161 of the 200 stacks for Gluttony, and then, well, there's 400 in total. We have Decker Kane on the Scroll of Identify sitting at just 11 out of the 20, but they currently get a decent amount of damage. The root, the sleep, everything burned to try and get Jacko-Pop in this top lane. Did not happen whatsoever, as we currently have Fortification Camp going to be picked up for the members of Hand Banana, and they're looking like they want to have all the items before this next point pops up, and it should be actually coming fairly soon. It looks like this is going to be a lot of the teams really making sure top lane is cleared out. They don't have any added pressure because, well, that fort is fairly exposed on the side of Team Brain Dead. But at the same time, Hand Banana, they're going to need to make sure that they don't play this too aggressive. It's 11 to 11. They've got all the talents they need on the side. Oh my god, the Ring of Frost coming out. It will only connect onto the Nubrak here as they go ahead, get the dunk out onto one of the members sitting at 187. So they're really, really close to that cooldown reduction. They really want to get that at this point, and they're not too far off from that as the silence goes out onto a Nubrak. So much burst. They get the burrow charge out. Asmodean finishing that questing talent at level 1. That is huge for them here, so they'll have that cooldown reduction. Now they can work on those stacks for 400 for the extra damage. This fort, though, is going to be going down. That will be the black pool out as well. Ooh, I need a drink of water. Control point will be opening up at this point. They're just going to realistically, they don't need much, though. They were able to siege into that. They were able to get a lot of value for the friendly team, but realistically, they didn't give over much of mana, much of health. They didn't really give over a ton. They're already going to be sitting on this point. Now, the lanes are pressured up in their favor on the side of Team Braindead because of the generals and the lieutenants that have been, the lieutenants that are being put out from Maldronite. Double Demon Warriors coming out. They actually drop their fortification camp and just move off this point. It's a bit of an odd call to me. They'd be cleared out. They tried to step up. I think they realized, they were like, well, our camp's there. Like, let's try and push in while we have that kind of extra turret damage. But Jacko-Pop is going to be rotating back up at this time. I think they're getting some clear into the mid lane, because it was starting to pressure up onto that gate. Meanwhile, Ray will tap the well, getting ready for this next engagement. It's 13 to 12. They can go in on this at any point, and I think they know that on the side of Team Braindead, as you have Advent Blood sitting on this point, just ready to kind of burrow charge out. The stun will come out. Dunk coming out from Maldronite at this time. The sleep will be connecting onto a couple members. So much damage is coming out from the members of Team Braindead, as there will be the bunker out as well. Jacko-Pop getting that spin, but the thing is, Zatch is going to be able to get this kill potentially. Decker Kane not getting it. The dunk not connecting. 100 or so health on that Sonya. They will make it out just fine. Biotic Emitter will be used by Ray at this point. They're starting to make their retreat as they're getting a lot of decent damage out onto them, but they start to turn around, get some poke back onto them themselves, as we're just continuing to get this poke out. They have the channel onto this, and they have just surpassed the total channel amount from Hand Bananas. So Team Braindead looking fairly good, but it's 12 to 13. Can they push in with this? Alarak is coming back from core at this time. 80%. They've got to make a call quick. 15% left. They've either got to go in and contest this at the last 99% or something, because it is... Oh no! The stun from Advent Blood, that was so good! They go ahead and get the Trigla Protector. They have one joining in, but the thing is, the silence is there and Nubrak will be falling, so they end up losing their main tank for this. The Ancestral Healing will be coming out into Jacko-Pop. They have the laser coming out as well. Decker Kane is in this Trigla Protector, and they're just trying to get some siege into this. They need to back off, though, because they've already lost 40-some% on this Trigla Protector. Excuse me, 35% on this Trigla Protector. and they didn't even get the top lane value. They're just going to have to rotate. Gray is pushing into them so hard that they actually are starting to consider walking away safely. And unfortunately, this is going to be a Triglav Protector that was very, very well defended against for Hand Bananas. Well, for Team Brain Dead, that was defended very well by Hand Bananas, as Jackal Pop is they're trying to target them, but it's not going to be enough. And 45% on this Triglav Protector. They're just getting some mid lane soak, or bottom lane soak, and they've rotated down here, but they're really not going for any value, as Asmodan has gone into the top lane trying to push this up. In the meanwhile, Blaze is up. He's actually going to be rotating down. Benji looking for maybe a fight with the friendly team, as Asmodan is just going to be saying, well, let's siege, let's get some experience, let's at least try and close the gap in that disparity between our levels. Not going to be the case at this time. No, at least not going to be getting a ton of big experience. Let's go ahead and pull that over here. That's hero, damn it. There we go. I know keys offhand. I swear. I absolutely swear. But that will be the Triglav Protector ending here. And to be honest, Team Brain Dead not getting a ton of value as I think they expected with that. But at the same time, they allowed their lanes to get pushed up. They closed that experience gap. They also did not allow Triglav Protector to go in on them, as this camp will be grabbed. The Ring of Frost will be coming out as well. A lot of damage coming out here. The web wrap will go out into the Jaina. The bunker has come down. On top of that, we have a Stay a while and listen going to be coming out. That will be Jaina getting caught in that sleep. The extract will be going out. They're trying to target the Jaina here. The Ancestry Healing will not connect, and they get the kill. That's huge for the members of Team Braindead, as Ray is trying to find Zatch here. Not going to be working out, and looks like they make it out, but they also need to pop that avatar form, so that will be on cooldown. Point C, though, should be popping up in, I think, about a minute. No, it'll be closer to, like, I think 2 minutes. I think we're looking around that 15-minute mark in game for the next Triglav Protector here, as top lane starting to get pushed up a bit. We do have a bit of a brawl, though, in this mid lane, as DB Smiley is the target. Not going to be getting killed just yet, as the leap goes out. They're trying to get the burn onto them, and they confirm the old man death. As they actually move on to Advent Blood, they get the burrow charge out. Ray stepping up, and with 50 health, they're able to make it out of here. Zatch will confirm the kill onto the Murden, so a 1-for-1 trade at this time. Meanwhile, top lane has been pushed up quite a bit. They're going to go ahead and get the clear onto this. 15 to 16 in levels, 3 to 4 in kills. The map is fairly even, one structure down in favor for the members of Hand Banana, but overall, this is a very, very tight game and a very close match. I am loving the play between these two teams. We will have the Blaze going ahead and grabbing the fortification camp. They want to prep themselves for that control point C, and realistically, the conversation that I've had with a lot of people, and my own personal opinion on this, this could potentially be game ending. You can go really far with a point C Triglav Protector. The third, fourth ones of the game really get a lot of value here, but at the same time, often we see a lot more a lot more structures down at this point, and to have almost all the structures up it's kind of crazy to me. But we have 16 to 16 in levels, both these teams on even talent tiers, just kind of making rotations, playing it safe, and a little aggressive on the side of Hand Banana here, as they want to open up this bottom lane, and they want to set themselves up. They want to do the exact same thing that they had before, is taking out that well as just this gate being down means that they can play this a little bit more aggressive, as Ray has stepped up. Control point will be unlocking here in the next 27 seconds. Stay a Wild Listen comes out. It actually connects onto both these members. The Burrow Charge goes out. That is a ton of damage onto Rhaegar. The Wolf gets melted as the Ring of Frost is down there as well. Bunker is dropped from the Blaze, gets burned immediately, but that shielding will be really powerful, as well as the Decker Cane healing. They manage. Oh no, Nubrak won't make it out alive, as Draco with just 100 or so health. Zatch may be looking for this as the sounds comes out from Malphanius, and they end up getting the Lightning Surge and get the kill. Ray picks up a turret. They drop the spray, and that is Myaldrina is looking for that dunk, but unfortunately they stepped up way too far, and they will be getting picked off as well. Draco will rotate onto the point and get as much value with this as they possibly can. Meanwhile, though, top lane, do want to point this out, has a great siege, and I think this is going to be a free for it. They can't rotate here quick enough, but at the same time, Benji and bottom lane will get picked off, and they will pick up a fort themselves. Biotic Emitter is going to be used here, since the Rhaegar is going to be in top lane and that just coming back from death. But actually, they saved this over. This is huge. Not losing this fort over, it's not the biggest thing on earth, but it's just still that having that experience not on the side of the enemy team, that's big for you. You can really keep that experience gap higher and bigger. As Masher needs to rotate down into bottom lane. They're going to need them for this next fight, because all the members are going to be back at least in 20 seconds. If they actually go in on this, they'll win. But they don't know that they're over on this camp. Actually, honestly, if they had gone in on that, they could have potentially picked up the Jaina. I think I don't think it's potential. I think it's a definite. DB Smiley going to be the target here from Ray, and very far away from the team. This will be the Triglav Protector picked up, but Ray has that Dwarf Toss. Just going to say deuces. I'm out of here. I think actually, don't they have the increased range as well? The Dwarf Launch? Yeah. So as I was looking at towns, I was like, that dwarf is flying through the air. But this is going to be the third Triglav of the game, and I had noted that you can get a lot of value with this as we have the Genji taking so much damage here. That will be the kill onto them. Right as it starts, the Ring of Frost will go out, does not connect onto anyone. The Stay While and Listen comes out, gets a couple members sleeping here. Meanwhile, Ray, still in that Avatar farm, is just going to be doing as much as they can, just having a free brawl here as the bunker comes down. But I think the Blaze is in a really, really bad spot at this time. That will be the Asmodan finishing the Annihilation stacks, and they lose their Genji on the side of Brain Dead, but they're picking up these kills. This is huge for them. The Triglav Protector goes, can't get in the Protector. Gunner, actually, fun fact, if you didn't know this, the Gunner cannot get in the Protector. Like, the Gunner actually has to channel it. The driver can just instantly get in. So if you're actually trying to get in as the gunner, the second person, you have to sit there and channel, and you cannot, you can be interrupted from getting in it. Sorry, I'm just trying to I'm trying to read and look at everything all at once, but top lane. A lot of value here. It's going to be happening. All right, so that is going to be the top fort going down and 3 kills going over to the members of Team Brain Dead. That's big for them, especially this late in the game. That's a lot of value for them. They're going to be able to go ahead and pick up some of these camps, as well as just have some pressure here. Genji sitting on this point. Do they go for the invade? This is big if they can get it. They go ahead and jive in. They get the conversion onto it. I was like, did Genji get in there quick enough? But they don't get the burst onto the members that they're looking for. 19 to 19 in levels. We're getting really close to that late game. This is getting really interesting as they're trying to siege into this top lane a little bit, trying to open this up a little bit more, but they can't stay too long. Or, well, I guess if they do, they're going to be taking a really, really risky fight across the map here. As a lot of damage is coming out. That will be the Stay a While and Listen coming out as well. Kakuna onto the Rhaegar, so there will not be any sort of Ancestral healing, as the Asmodan is actually currently a bot, and they have the Ring of Frost coming out as well. Leap going out onto one of the members here, and Myeldronite is back into the game at this time. Dunk going to be coming out once again, and they do not get any sort of kills, but 20s have been achieved on the side of Hand Banana, and also the Biotic Emitter is used too. That's a big factor. They've burned that. They don't have that tool for Control Point A that will be popping up here. I didn't look at timers, but I think we're like a minute out. We do have the fortification camp coming up for the members of Hand Banana, and they actually just go for the fort. They're like, this will get us 20s, and they go ahead and pick up that Pride as well, so they'll have the extra damage from the Asmodan. They have the extra Stay While and Listen, as the Smile is getting targeted here. The Counter-Strike comes out as well. The Anubrak is in this backline trying to do as much as they can, but Zatch is in a bit of a bad spot as that Genji going to get that Swift Strike out, but they're still targeting a couple of these members. Going to have the Agility out of there as well. Myeldronite looking for some extra damage, not going to be happening, and they disengage cleanly. 20 to 20 in talents, and these two teams are just going so back and forth for this game. This is so good, as we have the Siege Camp picked up in favor for the members of Team Brain Dead, and they're looking to try and pressure this top lane, open this up a little bit more, and find some sort of advantage in this game, as they've been slowly whittling down the members of Hand Banana, but overall, Hand Banana doing really well in a lot of these fights, and realistically, they're going to be doing a really big invade at this time, actually, as we have Ray stepping up, the rest of the team working their way in. Dunk going to be coming out from the Asuna. That will be the lead coming out from the Sonya as well. The sleep is there. They actually have the extract out from the Genji. They're trying to get as much value onto this as possible. The Ancestral Healing will be coming out as well. They actually jump into the bunker. No one has gotten onto this point just yet. Extract coming out once again from the Genji. Swift Strike trying to confirm the extra damage. They get the kill onto the Sonya. No one has finished this camp just yet, as we have Malthanius trying to pull a couple members in, but they don't get that kill. Ray actually, oh my god, Genji getting poked by the Surge Lightning. 1-for-1 trade, but the thing is, they go ahead and pick up that camp. Meanwhile, top lane has this. I wouldn't be too surprised to see some lieutenants coming out from Asmodan in that top lane, but they go ahead and get disengaged. The Ubrecht with the Burrow Charge, a huge lockdown. Asmodan confirms the kill. Myeldronite with these dunks are on point in this later half of the game, as Ray is chased a little bit here, but they go ahead and say, you know what, we need the point more so in this situation. We currently have this top lane pressure. We're going to have that answered by Draco. And the rest of the team will just need to kind of stick together, play this safe, and just wait for the potential Triglav Protector. Death times are so long. And without two members, they really can't step up onto this. They also have 2 turret guns sitting on this point. This is ridiculous. And the one thing I want to note, this is a 4th Triglav. 20 21 minutes into the game. By the time they potentially get this on either side, I don't want to call it for either team. I don't want to say that one team's got this over the other because Death Timers, we have the Sonya back. They're missing their Alarak. Genji is back in 2. Yo, Bashing Yetis, thank you so much for the 100 bits. I really appreciate that. I will resend your donation after this match, but... Ooh. Yeah, it looks like they're going to go ahead. They're going to get this on the side of Team Braindead. They're not going to step up onto that. They get the cooldown reduction as well as the push up onto this lane. Zatch is going to be jumping into the Triglav Protector. As well as the Anub'arak. They're looking at top lane. No, they're going for mid lane. Go ahead and pull this away as we need to see everything going to be breaking out here in this fight. Going to be starting to work their way through this. Ray going to be just getting that dwarf toss over the wall. They take down this front gate without even a problem. 86% health on the Triglav Protector. They've started to work their way up onto this keep. The rest of the team is still fairly healthy on the side of Hand Banana. The thing is, though, this fight can go south very quickly with a good stay on listen coming out from DB Smiley. We'll see, though. At the same time, Ray is trying to work their way to that backline, gets the dwarf toss out once again. They get the keep. This is huge for them. Getting that catapult pressure in mid lane is going to be big. The other thing, too, is that is going to be the most well-defended lane for the members of Team Braindead. Sorry, I'm looking at this. I'm just like looking at all the things fall into place. I'm like, what about the top lane pressure that they're going to need to answer to at some point? If they can really get a lot of momentum here after this on the side of Hand Banana, they could potentially take a keep themselves. They need to make this disengage, and this is what I'm talking about. They know they say there's a lot of top lane pressure already. So if they can get a kill or two after the Triglav dies or falls, that'll be big, because then they can rush down the top lane and try and pressure this. But meanwhile, bottom lane, going to be going ahead and having a huge wave pushing this in. Going to get a lot of value, but I don't think it's confirmed the fort. They can dunk on it at any point. Going to go ahead and clear this out. Algernet going to need to go back and get mana as they leave the Triglav Protector for a couple seconds. It's got 15 seconds. I don't know about you, Twitch chat, but I just found out that the Triglav Protector has a dance. And that is, yep. That is a Triglav Protector with a dance. Please do it again so we can all see it here. No, they're going to go ahead and get out of it, as it is going to be ending at this time. Meanwhile, we will have this camp being picked up in favor for the members of Hand Banana, and it's honestly such a tight game right now. We've had 4 Triglav Protectors. We've only had 1 keep go down. It's 24 minutes into this game. This is a long game for Here's the Storm, as things are starting to scale really, really big. And the other thing too, death timers. We're at that 60-second mark. This is huge for teams. This could be the make or break fight, to be honest. Time to run it down mid. Zool Rules, thank you so much for that. Oh, that's so good. And the funny thing is, they run it down mid. All this healing coming out from Decker Kane sitting on this point. Like, DB Smile, like, we can take the Bayek emitter fighting if you guys want to. Like, we have all these potions out. They don't have the endless, the bottomless flasks, so they do need to kind of keep that in mind. Meanwhile, bottom lane, got a free fort. No big deal. At this point, we do have the pull-in from Malthanius. They're looking to get the kill onto Advert Blood. The Stale One Listen comes out. Actually, no, it gets interrupted here. It's on a 10-second cooldown. That will be the instant healing going out onto Ray. The extract goes out. They're looking for Draco here, but they end up accidentally getting the kill onto the Alarak. They lose their Decker Kane, but the thing is, Genji is going to be trying to find their way into Draco. The dunk comes out. If they can just get the turnaround, that will be the healing coming out from Rhaegar. They're looking for Jackal Pop, and I think they're going to be finding them, as that is going to be a lot of damage going into Zac. They actually get the kill onto Genji. The dunk goes out, but it doesn't connect here, as it looks like Ray has found Benji and they want to chase that down. There is so much going on around this map at this time, but again, Benji going to be going ahead and getting the jumper potion out, but Ray with the dwarf launch is going to be able to chase them. Stun will be there and they pick up the kill. That is huge, but Ray might have overextended in this situation. They go ahead and dodge a lot of the ability shots, getting that little bit of a speed boost. That dunk will come out. Mosher will have some healing, no ancestral available, but they get that kill and they don't get punished for it. Meanwhile, though, currently have catapults mounting in this mid lane, and this is starting to get a little dire. They're going to need, like, these lanes are consistently being pushed out from the Yasmin, and being able to have those generals or the lieutenants to be able to do that and just have this overall map pressure and map control. This is huge for them. They'll also go ahead and grab the siege camp for the top lane. Overall, I gotta say, Team Braindead in this later half of the game is really, really, really starting to excel, but at the same time, the kills are starting to also amount on the side of Hand Banana, and this is going to be our 5th Triglav Protector of the game, popping up in the top lane. I don't think I've ever casted a Triglav Protector going this far. I think the furthest it's ever got was to point A again. I think it only cycled to that one. Like, I've never had to do, like, a full, like, double cycle or anything. Like, maybe it goes to... Like, I've never seen it at C point twice, I don't think. Dancing the Triglav... Yeah, that's... I had never seen that before. That's awesome.
Terminal activated.
Currently, though, going to be having the top lane Triglav Protector activating. Mid lane is going to be pressured up a little bit. They've got quite a few items on their side, on this side of a hand banana, but looks like Team Braindead are going to go ahead and have a fortification camp themselves. Meanwhile, though, the point has... Oh, this is a little aggressive. Dash going to scout it out. I like that. And we have Alarak just jumping onto this point, just like, all right, well, that's percentage for us. What are you going to do? They actually get the clear onto this lane. That's the big thing to note at this time, is they have that kind of clear, that ability to not worry about that. Meanwhile, just going to note this really quickly, we have catapults mounting in mid. The longer this goes, the better it is for Team Braindead. But at the same time, they just can't let that counter get to 100. That is the biggest factor in this situation. So if they can delay this out, that'll be big, as DB Smiley gets pulled in. No big combo coming out just yet. They're working their way into this. They've opened up the lane a little bit with taking out the minion wave. Ubrex stepping up. They go ahead and get onto Jackal Pop. Gonna get the stun as well. The Unstoppable is used. That is going to be the Ring of Frost coming out. That is going to be the dunk going out onto a couple sleeping members here. No kill just yet, but they should have enough for a dunk already with the cooldown reduction that is going to be Murd getting out of the cocoon and trying to get onto these members a little bit in the brawly sense, as they still force these members back. The Ancestral Healing has already come out too, and it looks like they say, you know what, let's disengage, let's get some of our stuff back, as they actually have their core sitting at 69%. Nice. I honestly, I was looking at the minimap and I was like, those catapults aren't close enough, and I'm like, wait, how is their core losing health? They will be stopped at 69% with shielding going back up. Just the memeiest of numbers, of course, for this game. Biotic Emitter is available. Do they go for it? Genji has scouted it out. They can leave the Decker Cane there up in that top point for a second. If they dunk onto this, they should get a decent cooldown reduction, but 75% sitting on this. They know that this is kind of the fight that they need to take. Because if they lose this is a Triglav through mid. And a Triglav through mid at 29 minutes into this game is game ending. And they know, I like this. I like this. It's at 99%. They say, you know what, let's disengage. They can't backdoor. The core isn't that low of health. But they work their way on this. It's 82%. They need to take this fight. The Storm Shield comes out as well. The dunk will be out as well. There is a lot of damage going out, and Nubrak will be the first one to fall. The extra comes out onto one of the backline members, but it's not going to be enough. The Ice Block will be there. The Stay a While and Listen is going to be activating, but I think he went in the wrong direction, as Decker King will be falling as well. This Triglav is going to be going over in favor for the members of Hand Banana, as they have won this team fight. Genji and Asmodee are the only two left. Jackal Pop is looking for the kill, as the dunk goes out a little wide there, but this is the 5th Triglav Protector of the game, and I think they want to even up that mid lane catapult pressure by taking out this fort. Or are they going... No, they're going bottom. They're prepping themselves. Okay, so I want to talk about this really, really quickly. Also, the other thing, too, is the Triglav Protector has so much health that I can't even see the separation bars for the ticks. Like, if you can see, all the heroes have those kind of, like, intermediary ticks. The Triglav has so much health that you just can't see it. I was saying to go through top, because if you do not end through this, you have catapult pressure in top, and then C point will be the 3rd point. That means that you can then have catapult pressure through top. You can play around the C point if you need to, but they say, nope, we're going to take the long rotation into bottom. We're going to start chunking this core, and realistically, I don't know if there's much they can do. The GGs are actually already called. We're going to see if they're able to end this, and it looks like the leap comes out. That will be the Triglav ending this. Hand Banana takes the second game 2-0. GG. Well played. Really quickly, I just want to say shout out to Bash and Yetis for the 2 donations. I really, really appreciate. Really appreciate. As well as Tank Girl. Thank you so much for that follow during that game.
Thank you.
Be aggressive. Go kill. Be the Mongols.
I love it. I love it. Thank you so much for those donations, Bashing Yetis, throughout those games. Let me go ahead and see... I need Ray. Where is Ray? There you are. Who wants to... Okay. We'll find out who wants to do interview in just a second. Oh, Ray is not online, apparently. Huh? Did they win and go offline? Hold on, this is gonna take me a second because I gotta think about something I gotta think on this on the fly. Div B at the hand in a want. See, the thing is, if you set yourself to invisible, the caster can't DM you apparently. All right, so all right, so we are going to be jumping into a lobby at this time. We are going to be joined by Ray. How are you doing? Congratulations on your 2-0 victory.
Hey, thank you. Yeah, we're feeling really good. It was definitely really close games, but I'm happy with the outcome.
So let's talk about this. Game number 1, we're going to Battlefield of Eternity. I'm looking at your composition. You've got a great synergy around the Phoenix. You know, Purification Salvo, a lot of that blow up, a lot of that burst that we see in so many teams. And I talked about this in the draft. The race potential that came out from Team Braindead, were you guys worried about that at all? Were you just like, oh, if we lose a fight, we instantly lose this map and it gets snowbally? Or like, how'd you kind of play around that? Because that is kind of something you do need to consider on that map specifically.
I mean, our burn wasn't terrible ourselves. All we figured we had to do was just get ahead a little bit in that situation, and it as evidenced by how the game went, they got the first immortal, but we got everyone after.
And I gotta say, you fought over those very, very well. I mean, it was so well played. And the one thing I was gonna ask, so towards the end, I think it was the last immortal of the game. Everyone was just kind of feigning in that it was on the safe side for both teams, and no one was really stepping up. Like at that point, when you're playing, what do you say as a team? Are you sitting there like wait for them, or are you saying let's play aggressive? Like, can you talk a little bit about that? Because that's one thing I always want to know myself.
A lot of it is patience. We've been practicing our patience. In an uncasted game, we really sort of had a really patient show on Braxis with just safely rotating the control points. But yeah, it's been something that we knew that we needed to work on since the start of the season, and yeah, we were just saying play it cool, wait for them to make a mistake, and they did by picking Artanis. No, but that's no shade at the person who played Artanis. It's just that Artanis against a Diablo, it's terrible. Like he flipped me and it let me get a free charge on him.
Mm-hmm. It's just you set me up for some fun on the side of a Diablo. Now, going into game number 2, you know, they pick up this Asmodan, they pick up this Genji. They've got some decent kind of big damage coming out, and especially on a map where you're going to be fighting over these points in a tight corridor. Was that the reason the Alarak came out, or was that more of just you wanted that aggression that came out from Alarak, as well as a lot of great poke that came out and got, I think, actually 2 kills onto Genji, I think, with the sustained lightning? That's a talent, but either way, yeah.
yeah. The Alarak is it's a little pocket pick if we see that the draft allows it in certain situations. It's something that we run on occasion. And yeah, the damage he does, and then the silence as well. We were able to get Blaze, a noob, people that normally shouldn't be killed when they're silenced, and then they're stunned by a Sonya Spear, and then they're stunned by a Stormbolt. They die pretty quick, or at least they need to back off.
Well, especially if a Noobrack doesn't have burrow charge, can't really go anywhere as a giant beetle. So you're kind of just a squished bug at that point. I gotta say, like the games are awesome. And then the last question I had, because I'm a filthy specialist main myself. As you know, playing against an Asmodan on a map that is very you sit on these points and there's going to be map pressure coming out from those lieutenants and just overall dunks and things like that. Were you worried, or was your team just saying, all right, we just need to be very, very aware of what our lanes look like, and we need to make rotations for clears? Can you talk a little about how you just made sure that the Asmodan didn't get that supreme pressure across the map?
Yeah, I mean, we made sure that we had good wave clear with our draft, and I feel like if we ever needed to peel off to multiple lanes, it wasn't a problem with how much clear we had. Oh,
yeah, absolutely. I mean, look at the start of the game when Masha rotated in with Jackalpop to go help grab that fortification camp. You didn't lose any experience in that situation. You were able to leave that lane, come back, and still soak against the Blaze. It was phenomenal rotations and really great plays coming out from your team tonight.
Thank you so much.
And before I let you go, any shoutouts that you want to give yourself?
Shoutouts to my team, shout out to Jack since he's been a sub the past 2 games. Shout outs to all of our fans and to Div B, and shout out to Brute, our #1 fan, and shout out to you for casting our game.
Thank you so much. Well, it was an awesome match to cast. Congratulations on the 2-0 victory. I can't wait to see you further down the line in the Nexus Gaming Series.
Thank you.
All right, well, you have a great night. Congratulations once again.
Yep.
Alrighty, everybody, that is going to be wrapping it up for me this evening. Thank you all so much for all the support once again. The donations this night have been absolutely out of this world. I can't thank you enough. You've all been so amazing, and I just really can't thank you enough. Also, the sub from Pandemona, that is awesome. Glad to see you again. We're gonna have to get some games together at some point. But at this point, that does wrap it up for me. Really quickly, if you did enjoy the stream, please go ahead and hit that follow button. And if you really enjoyed the stream and you want to support it a little bit more, don't forget it is September. Very, very cheap subscriptions. You can get yourself a nice little beard on the side of your chat, as well as having a couple cool emotes yourself. So definitely go check that out if you are interested, or if you just want to support the stream a little bit more. But as I said, that wraps it up for me. You can find me on Twitter, YouTube, as well as on Discord. All the information is in the panels below. But I'll go ahead. I'm going to find someone to put you in front of. I'm going to see if there's more Nexus Gaming Series. I don't know if there's anyone casting just yet. We'll find out, though. But that wraps it up for me this evening. I will be back on Sunday, guaranteed, for some sort of stream. I think we're going to be aiming for Hero League. But I have been seeing a couple people talking about wanting to stream themselves. So I'm going to talk to some friends and see if maybe we get some Team League going so you guys can be entertained by our shenanigans on a Sunday. But once again, thank you all so much for coming by, supporting the stream. This has been an absolute blast this evening. I will be not streaming tomorrow, maybe Saturday. Keep an eye out. I have been Bahamut, your castier friend. I'll see you next time.